Now when I'm talking about locking straps, I'm actually talking about the pins that the straps go onto on the guitar, how it locks in place so it doesn't fall off if you're doing something on stage like the windmill. We've all seen those fails before. Let's have a look at a few different variations. So here on my workbench I've got 3 different types of locking nut, and this is a Mad Axe guitar of mine, and we can see the back strap pin here just to demonstrate them, and then I'm going to show them on a guitar with me standing up so you can see the difference. First of all, we've got these simple, very simple rubber rings. And what happens with them is you simply put your strap over your pin as you normally do, and then you use the rubber to go over the top and lock it in place. So the rubber's a bit like a washer that goes on the end. Let's see if we can see that here. Just holds it tightly on. And then you can just pull it off. Now I've never used these for a long time. I imagine they will slowly stretch and get worn, but these are so cheap. And I bought a pack of 10 of them. The pack I've got were unbranded, these are unbranded, but different companies make them, Fender make them. So I don't think there's any give on these. I think this is quite strong, look. I can swing it around quite easily and not be worried about it. A little bit out of tune there. Yeah, they're pretty good. I'm well impressed. For something so cheap, they do a really good job. Next up is a more durable plastic. It slips over your strap pin as the other one did, but then you can twist this and it locks it. So what you can see there is the hole getting smaller. Let me twist it the other way. So let's see that in action. I'll put the strap on. So I put the strap on, the hole's at its biggest size, it slips over the strap pin, and then you twist and literally lock it in place. So there's no pulling it off now. So it doesn't pull off at all. And if I want to get it off, I just need to twist this back to its largest position. And I think the fact that I'm struggling whilst looking over the camera here means that it's going to be quite hard just to knock it by accident. There we go. So when it's in its biggest position, it will come off. So then on my end of the road here, I've got those plastic clip ones on, and I've got to say they're also pretty strong. It's hard to get anything off them. They do feel like if you rattle it enough and you're very unlucky, it might position itself in the open big hole position, but I think that's very, very unlikely. Maybe I prefer the rubber ones though, because these feel like they might break because they're brittle, but I don't know, they're quite good. I would say these are cheap ones, maybe more expensive ones would be a thicker plastic, but they do the job. And while we're here, shameless plug, this guitar, the Mad Axe you just saw, and the Shattercasters you're about to see are all for sale on my website. The Shattercaster, well, I make them to order as I do with the Mad Axe and End of the Road, so you can get them to your own specific colour choices or designs. For the last locking style, I happen to have some in blue. And I've always used these on all my basses. And now I've got them on my new guitar as well. My new Shattercaster. Essentially, you replace your strap pin with this shaped strap pin, and then this clips over the top of it, and it's got a little pull out bit here that when you pull it out, engages, lets it slip on. Let's look at that from the inside. You can see on the inside here that little silver pin, and as I pull this, that silver pin disappears. So that will slip now over the strap pin, then the pin will release, and that pin goes inside the strap pin to hold it in place. So if we were to look at the strap pin, there's a hole there that pin will drop into. And then this actual pin here has got a nut and a washer on it. And you simply unscrew the nut and the washer. Take your guitar strap, which threads over the locking part. Put the washer on. And then tighten the nut back in place. I actually had a few straps lying around. I had one in a gig bag, one on the guitar on my wall in my flat, and another one just spare, which might have been in another case, all of which had these on. All the bases had the matching strap pin, so I could just pick up a strap, pick up a guitar, a bass, and put it on, and know I'd be safe. Now, I've heard some people say the problem with these is they rattle when you're playing, but I've not really noticed that. So yeah, here we are with my Shattercaster, which I said has got the metal clips on, and they're pretty strong, and look, I can't hear them rattling really. Maybe very slightly. I would say though, from experience, that they do have a tendency when you play with them a lot, that the bolt, the bit that's actually on the strap itself, the nut can come unscrewed. So I have ended up dropping a guitar once or twice because of that. So since then I always check them before I go on stage. But they're easily the quickest to put on. They're much quicker than both the rubber straps and those plastic fiddly things. I would say that I'm not sure if the rubber ones will have their own problems, if over time that hole in the middle will get worn and become bigger and cause it to slip off. Is that worse than this bolt coming loose? I don't know. And those plastic ones, I mean, they're pretty good, but I am a bit anxious that they could snap with a lot. Well, it depends how you play, really. So here on my bench, I've got my DiMarzio ClipLock quick release strap that I've had since I was a teenager. It was on my first electric guitar when I used to play in a band, and I loved it because I felt very secure in it, because the strap button is actually screwed straight into the guitar through the strap itself. So let's have a look here. What we've got is this kind of metal washer that the screw goes into and pulls against, and that washer there goes through the guitar strap itself, which is quite well padded there, a few layers sewn together. And then there's a plastic rubber washer that goes on the other side just to stop any scratching against your guitar. And that is basically screwed in where the strap pin is, so that is always on there. And then the quick release element just clips in like this on either side. Brilliant design, really clever. It does mean you have to use their straps, but I like the strap. It's like, you know, it's a standard strap with an adjustment on it, but it was fine. Until next time, happy strumming.